Okay, so now the other wrench that gets thrown in is that you have to pay estimated taxes. Have you guys ever heard of this? The first year I did my business, I actually had no idea about this, so it was a little surprise for me. But the IRS requires you to pay estimated taxes throughout the year. So when you work for a real job at a company that pays you with a W-2, they withdraw those taxes and pay them every quarter. But when you have your own business, you have to submit that estimated tax. So it's 4 times a year, every quarter, so Q1, 2, 3, and 4, and the due date is like a little bit after that quarter. So it's 4 installments throughout the year, and it's only estimated taxes, so whatever, they just want you to pay in something. And then at the end of the year, when it comes to April 15th, when you have that final exact number, you would pay the difference in April. So there are 2 methods of figuring out the amount that you owe. So the first method is what I use. It's so simple. You take that previous year's number. So the first year you do your business, kind of ignore estimated taxes because you have nothing to go off of. Right. Yeah. You take 100% of the previous year's number, so whatever that final federal tax due, take that number, divide it by 4, pay that even amount all 4 quarters. The other option is to use your bookkeeping program, find out the exact tax rate, which is like 30, but not exactly 30. There's like marginal taxes, social security taxes. It's like this big complicated formula. I don't like method number 2 because it's so complicated. I like number 1. It's perfectly legitimate. You won't get charged any underpayment fees even if it's not perfect. So obviously I like to go with the easier option. A lot of people complain about that first method of doing your estimated taxes because they're like, well, if my business is growing, which is what we want to earn more profit each year, that means that your taxes are going to go up each year. So that number you had last year is going to fall short, but the way that I prevent myself from not having the money I owe in April is how I pay myself, which I'm going to get into right after this. Yeah, and like I said, the reason I don't like this method is because it's such a complicated formula. You have to have the bookkeeping program to come up with it. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be the exact number anyways because there's all those funky deductions that go into it, like how much you deposit to retirement or like your property taxes that year, all that funky stuff. So I just use the first method. It's easy and it's perfectly legitimate. The IRS totally allows it. Okay, so like I said, it is required. If you don't pay estimated taxes, they'll charge you an underpayment penalty. And the first year I was like, wait, what? I was supposed to do estimated taxes? It was like 50 bucks, 40 bucks or something. So it's not the end of the world. It's basically just like interest they charge you for not having paid them on time. So it's not that big of a deal. So the first year I would ignore it until you had that number to go off of for the following year. And the other reason I love estimated taxes is because you don't just have to pay all of your taxes in April, because that can build up to be a large number and that hurts your bank account to see it all go down in 1 month. So it kind of spreads it out 4 times throughout the year.
So when you first started, you just kind of ignored it for the first year, and then you had that year pass, your April 15th, your taxes were due, and you just sucked it up and paid the $50 penalty, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yep, and that hurt. That April, I was like, oh my God. When you work for a bit like a company, they withdraw the taxes, so you never even get that money, so you don't even notice it. But yeah, 30%, it's a lot, right? It's roughly 30%, but.
How do you pay those estimated taxes?
Yeah, so again, I use pay1040.com. There's like a little drop down. You can either pay your tax return 1040 or 1040 ES is estimated taxes.
Do they send you anything to remind you that they need to do?
No.
Okay.
Nope. So you have to have a notification on your Google Calendar or however you remind yourself, yeah.